A very good morning to everyone. Now, I have started from last class cardiovascular system. In the last class, I have explained about anatomy of heart, how the blood circulation goes on in heart, and what is the cardiac cycle is, and how it is correlated with ECG. And then we have seen what our heartbeats are. And then I have explained certain important terms in cardiac physiology, like what is cardiac output, what is stroke volume, what is heart rate, and then what is preload and afterload. After that, how the hormones or neurotransmitter will affect the cardiac function, I have explained it. Especially the major effect will be by sympathetic nervous system as well as adrenaline hormone. Both of them will act on heart through beta 1 receptors. Now, acting on beta receptors, they will exert positive inotropy, positive chronotropy, positive dromotropy, positive bathmotropy. Inotropy means increase in force of contraction. Chronotropy means increase in heart rate. Dromotropy means increase in conduction velocity. Bathmotropy means increase in automaticity. This is how the beta receptors will exert their actions on the heart and increases cardiac function. Because beta receptors has got so much of influence on the heart, beta blockers are very widely used to treat so many cardiovascular diseases. They are used to treat hypertension, angina pectoris, arrhythmia, and congestive heart failure. Majority of cardiovascular diseases can be treated by using beta blockers. Now today I'll explain about electrophysiology of heart. See, electrophysiology involves a lot of physico-chemical properties. I'll be explaining very slowly. Pay attention. If you have any doubts, you can ask me after the class. You can message me. In between the class, please try to avoid asking anything because it will interrupt the flow. Again, I'm telling you, electrophysiology involves physico-chemical properties of cell membrane and everything. I'll go in detail, pay attention. So it all starts with something called as membrane potential. Membrane potential. Now see, our human body, human cells contains a lot of ions. You have ions present inside the cell, you have ions present outside the cell. Intracellular ions are there, extracellular ions are there. Extracellular includes interstitial space, that means the space between the cells and blood plasma. Blood plasma is also a kind of extracellular fluid. Now, and the ionic ratios are fixed. That means sodium is an extracellular ion. That means sodium is present in sodium levels of sodium is high in extracellular component. It doesn't mean that intracellular you don't have any sodium. No, inside the cell also you have sodium, but the amount is less. To give an example, inside the cell 10 millimolar sodium ions will be there, whereas outside it will be 140 millimolar. So the higher concentration will be on the outside, hence it is considered as extracellular ion. Potassium is intracellular ion. So the concentration of potassium is more inside the cell compared to outside the cell. Similarly, organic molecules, phosphates, certain proteins, all of them are present inside the cell. Because of this unequal distribution of ions, cells will get a kind of charge. The charge is called as potential. The charge which is present at the membrane is known as membrane potential. What happens is, at the cell membrane, if this is inside the cell and this is extracellular space. Now, inside the cell, you have a lot of phosphates are there and certain proteins are there. They are fixed. They cannot move from inside the cell to outside the cell. Because of their fixed proportion, inside the cell, there will be a kind of negative charge is there compared to this outside the cell. So at the membrane, you have a charge difference is there. This is called as membrane potential. When you see across the membrane, there is a charge difference is there. It is relatively negative compared to the outside of the cell. Every cell has got this membrane potential. When cell is at the rest, it has got a fixed amount of potential. That is called as resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential. During rest, it has got a fixed amount of potential charge is there. Again, depending upon the cell and system, the charge differs. For example, in case of neurons, the membrane potential is minus 70 millivolts. That means inside the cell, there is excess of negative 70 millivolt current is there. In case of cardiac cells, it is minus 90 millivolts. Whatever it is, still it is a negative charge. So always inside the cell, you have negative potential is there. Why is this? Certain reasons are there. First one is, as I told you, certain ions are fixed in a particular compartment. Sodium is extracellular ion. What does it mean? The concentration of sodium is high outside the cell compared to inside the cell. That doesn't mean inside you don't have it. No. Sodium is also present in inside, but the concentration of sodium is high outside the cell when compared to inside the cell. So it is considered as extracellular ion. Whereas potassium is an intracellular ion. The concentration of potassium is high inside the cell. Next one. See, so there are ion channels which will allow the movement of these ions. Though the concentration varies both the sides, when ion channel is open, the ions can move freely through the channels. You have sodium channels through which sodium gets inside the cell. You have potassium channel through which potassium goes outside the cell. Again, the flow is unidirectional or it is concentration dependent. When the channel opens, imagine this one. Outside you have sodium is there, inside you have potassium is there. When the channel which is particular to sodium opens, because the concentration of sodium outside is more, sodium rushes inside the cell. So from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is known as down the gradient. If potassium channels open, the potassium concentration is high inside the cell. So whenever the channel opens, potassium goes out of the cell. So it is called down the gradient, down the concentration gradient. So whenever a channel opens, that specific ion moves down its concentration gradient. The other things. See, in cardiac cell has got this membrane potential. At this potential, some of the potassium channels are slightly open. They are called as leak channels. So potassium will be slowly leaking out of the cell. It is not always in a closed conformation. Whereas sodium channels are always in closed conformation. Whenever there is a chemical signal or whenever there is an electrical signal or voltage difference is there, then only sodium channels will open. Third one, as I explained already, inside the cell, you have a lot of phosphates are there. When you see glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm. Glycolysis starts with glucose, ends with pyruvate. You have 10 intermediate steps are there. If you observe, leaving this glucose and pyruvate, all other intermediates are phosphate derivatives. Glucose is converted to glucose 6-phosphate, then fructose 6-phosphate, and fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, dihydroxyacetone phosphate, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. All of them are phosphate derivatives. So inside of the cell, you have got a lot of amount of phosphates, and they are fixed. They cannot move in and out of the cell. Ions can move because they have a facility called this ion channels through which they can go out or come in. Sodium can come inside when the channel is open. Potassium can go out when the channel is open. But phosphate, they are fixed. Because of this high negative charges, cell membrane acquires a certain amount of negative charge. That is what we call it as membrane potential. During rest, cardiac cells has got minus 90 millivolt resting potential. It is known as resting membrane potential. In case of neurons, it is minus 70 millivolts. Now, this is about membrane potential. Every cell in the body has got a negative potential inside the cell. Depending upon the cell type, the numerical varies, but still it has got a negative charge. This is membrane potential. And membrane potential is because of intracellular, extracellular ions and fixed phosphates. One more thing is there, an important aspect. It is known as sodium, potassium, ATPase. Sodium potassium ATPase is also known as sodium potassium pump. Now understand this one. ATP is energy currency. Pump means it is using energy. Channels, when they open, ions move according to their concentration gradient, which is known as down the gradient. From higher concentration to lower concentration, they will move. Sodium amount is very high outside, whereas it is low inside. So when the channel opens, sodium rushes from outside to inside the cell. whereas potassium concentration is high inside the cell. So when the potassium channel opens, potassium moves outside the cell. This is down the gradient. Now this pump acts in the opposite direction because it uses ATP energy. It moves sodium to outside of the cell. See, already sodium concentration is high outside, but still it is moving against the gradient. Because it is moving against the gradient, it needs energy. That is why it is known as sodium potassium ATPase. Not only sodium, it takes potassium into the cell. Again, see, inside potassium concentration is more, and to bring it back, it needs energy, hence it is using ATPase. Now, when you see 3 of the sodium is taken outside of the cell, 2 potassium will be taken inside the cell. So this is how sodium potassium pump back. By using ATP energy, it moves ions against the concentration gradient. Sodium levels are high in outside the cell, but this pump sends sodium outside the cell. Potassium levels are high inside the cell, but still it takes potassium inside the cell by using 1 ATP. It uses 1 ATP to does all these things. There is a mnemonic for this one. It is known as Nokia. Now understand this one. N stands for sodium. O means sodium is going outside. So it is going outside the cell. K means potassium. I means inside. That means potassium is coming inside the cell. A means ATP. It is utilizing ATP. The numericals are 3, 2, 1. That means 3 sodium goes out of the cell. 2 potassium comes inside the cell by using 1 ATP. So this is about sodium potassium pump. Now, sodium potassium pump is required to re-establish membrane potential. All the cells has got certain amount of fixed membrane potential. That is maintained with the help of sodium potassium pump. How it acts? The pump indicates it is utilizing ATP energy. The energy is required because the ions are moved against their concentration gradient. The normal process is from higher concentration to lower concentration, movement occurs. But this pump does in opposite direction. Already sodium concentration is high outside, but it takes 3 of the sodiums, sends out of the cell. 2 of the potassiums brings back into the cell by using 1 ATP. To remember it easily, remember Nokia. N stands for sodium, goes outside the cell. K stands for potassium, brings inside by using ATP. 3 sodium, 2 potassium, 1 ATP. So these things will maintain the resting membrane potential. After that, now you need to understand certain terms. So the normal potential of the cell is negative inside. The minus is negative inside. Now understand this word depolarization. Depolarization. See, polarity indicates separation of charges. Cell membranes has got polarity. Why? You have negative inside, that means positive outside. This separation of charge is nothing but polarity. What is normal polarity? Negative inside the cell. Now, the moment you say D, it is opposite. If the polarization of the cell inside, if the negative is converted to positive, this process is called as depolarization. Normal polarization is negative. Instead of negative, if the cell gets a positive charge, it is called as depolarization. The next one, hyperpolarization. Now understand this word. Hyper means excess. What is normal polarity? Negative inside the cell. What do you mean by hyperpolarity? Even more further increase in negative charge inside the cell is known as hyperpolarization. So depolarization means when the negative is converted to positive, it is called as depolarization. Hyperpolarization means when the negative increases, if it is increasing further, it is called as hyperpolarization. So both of them are related to membrane potential pole. Now the next important thing is action potential. Now understand this one. Action potential is essential for our survival. See, all the neurons, cardiac cells, every cell will show this kind of action potential. Action potential is responsible for sensations, most of our neuronal and cardiac work. See, when someone touches here, you feel that touch. How and why? It is because of action potential. What happens is all the neurons has got minus 70 millivolt resting membrane potential. When pressure is applied, the potential is changed. The change in potential passes through the neurons, reaches the brain, and you can feel that pressure. And that conduction velocity is very, very fast. You know, when you step on a thorn or when you step on a hard surface, before knowing it, you remove your leg. That means that is the velocity from the leg. The neurons realizes the temperature that causes change in polarity that travels through the neurons, reaches your brain and spinal cord, and you will have a reflex reaction. That is what is action potential. In case of cardiac cells, action potential is responsible for all the cardiac contractions. How and why? Let us see. But understand the concept. Action potential is responsible for neuronal conductions and cardiac functions. All the neurons can carry out their functions with the help of action potential. The cardiac contractions occurs because of action potential. But what is this action potential is? Now, action potential is nothing but rapid rise and fall of depolarization is called action potential. See, in last class, we have seen about ECG, electrocardiogram. You know, we have seen various waves, P and then QRS complex and then T, right? Now understand this one. See, this baseline is nothing but minus 90 millivolt. When the minus 90 is changed to positive, you will get a spike. This spikes indicates there is a depolarization. That is why these inflections are there. So this rise is nothing but from minus 90, it is becoming plus 20 or something. So there is a rise and that is what is giving these spikes. So these spikes are nothing but depolarization. What did I say? What is depolarization? When negative is converted to positive. So this ECG graph is plot on a scale. This baseline is minus 90 millivolt. It goes to minus 50, 0, and then plus 20 millivolts. And the spikes will indicate how the depolarization has occurred. So that is what is given by ECG. Similarly, when you see, whenever there is a sensation, the sensation could be given by chemical, physical, or ligand-based sensations. The sensation is nothing but in the sense of membranes. When there is a pressure, when there is a temperature sensation, because of that, sodium channels will open. When sodium channel is open, what happens? Sodium rushes down the gradient because outside sodium concentration is more, inside sodium concentration is less. Sodium comes inside the cell. What is the charge of sodium? It has got positive charge. What is normal potential inside the cell? It is negative. Because the positively charged sodium comes inside the cell, the negative is slowly converted to positive. That is what we call it as depolarization. So when you plot on a scale, imagine if this one is 90 millivolt, and after that, see normally the baseline, the cell will have minus 90 millivolt current. Imagine this one is minus 50, and then you have 0, and then plus 20 voltage is there. When sodium comes inside, this kind of spike occurs. Why this spike? The potential is changing from minus 90 to plus 20. Why it is changing? Sodium has got a positive charge. When it comes inside, all sodium ions will brings back with a positive charge. So the negative slowly converted into positive charge. This is called as depolarization. Now action potential, rapid rise of depolarization and then fall in that potential. So you can see a rapid rise in potential is there. Again, it is coming down. This is called as action potential. So action potential is rapid rise and fall of potential. Rapidly it is rising and then it is falling down. This is called as action potential. Now this action potential is responsible in our cardiac cell for the contractions. Contractions occurs because of this action potential. We'll see what happens in this action potential. There are certain phases are there. See, this is how a typical action potential of cardiac cell looks like. It has got various phases. We'll see one by one. The first spike is known as first phase. I'm sorry. The first spike is known as zero phase. Now, in this zero phase, what happens is the potential from negative, it is rising to positive potential. Why it is rising to positive potential? Because of sodium entry. So in the first phase, in the zero phase, what happens? Sodium enter into the cell. Sodium's entry into the cell. Because sodium has got a positive charge, that minus 90 is converted into positive 1. So this is nothing but a rapid rise of depolarization. You can see it is rising very sharply. See, everything happens in a millisecond time. It is not that when there is a stimulation, channel opens and it remains open forever. No, it just opens for a millisecond. Because all of them are small ions, so many ions rushes inside the cell. Once they come inside, they change the polarity. Change in polarity is called depolarization. That is what the depolarization spike is. The initial phase is known as zero phase and it occurs because of sodium entry. It goes till plus 20 or something like that and then it stops there. Why? It is coming down. After that, immediately sodium channel closes. I told you sodium channel opens for only milliseconds. Millisecond is 10 to the power of minus 3 part of a second. 1,000 part of a second. It just opens and then closes up. So because of its opening, sodium rushes inside and the potential raises. When it is closed, the potential stops there. Now it is coming down. You can see at this phase, it is coming down. It is slowly moving down. Now this phase is because of potassium exit. I told you at the beginning, sodium channels are always closed, but there are certain potassium channels which are open. At the resting potential, they will be slightly open. So slowly potassium will be leaking out of the cell. Because of that leak, because potassium is going out. See, what has happened with the sodium entry, the charge is reversed. It has come to plus 20. When potassium channel are leaking, when potassium channel is open, slowly potassium is going out. What is the charge of potassium? A positive charge. A positive charged ion is going out. What happens to the potential? Instead of plus 20, it will be slowly coming down. That is why the slope goes down. This is first phase. It is known as, it is because of potassium exit. Now after that, there is a phase which is a kind of a flat line. That is called as plateau. P-L-A-T-U. Plateau means a flat line. A flat line phase occurs. Why this occurs? The reason is, see, what has happened? The potential has changed, right? It used to be minus 90. It has risen to plus 20 again. It is still in positive side. Because of that potential change, voltage gated calcium channels will open. Understand that word. On the cell, we have calcium channels too. You have calcium channels too. Now, this calcium channel opening is based on the change in voltage. At normal voltage, minus 90 millivolts, calcium channels are closed. But when that is undergoes depolarization, instead of minus 90, if you are increasing to positive charge, that stimulates these receptors and opens the receptors. Calcium get inside the cell during depolarization. Now, that happens in the second phase. Now, what is happening in the second phase? Potassium is still going out, but calcium is coming inside. At the same time, potassium is going outside. Because a positive charge is going outside, calcium with a positive charge is coming inside, the potential will be slightly in a plate phase. Potential will be flat because potassium is going out, positive one. The positive calcium is coming inside, so it will be a little bit of flat, not complete flat, it is a little bit of flat one. This flat phase is known as plateau phase. This is important phase. Why? Contractions in cardiac cell occurs with the help of calcium. The calcium entry into the cardiac cells occurs here. Now, this is what is responsible for all the contractions. Once calcium gets inside the cardiac cells, it causes actin-myosin combination, and that is what results in cardiac contractions. So this is second phase. Now, after that, you can see the potential is rapidly coming down. This phase is third phase. The potential is coming down. Now, at this phase, now see, you need to understand this one. At zero phase, sodium is coming inside because sodium channel is open. At first phase, sodium channels are closed. Only potassium is going outside. At second phase, calcium is coming inside, potassium is going outside. Now at third phase, calcium channels will close. Again, see, opening of calcium channels also in a span of millisecond. During that time, calcium rushes inside the cell. After that, calcium channel closes. But what happens is, again, due to the potential changes, there is a channel called as outward rectifier. Outward rectifier potassium channel. Outward rectifier means to that outside potassium will be going down. See, there are so many families of potassium channels are there. Normal potassium channel will be slowly allowing potassium to go out. It is a leak channel. Because of these potential changes, again voltage gated a separate potassium channel known as outward rectifier opens. So both the channels are open, normal potassium channel and outward rectifier. Because of that, potassium will be moving out very rapidly. When potassium is moving out rapidly, what is happening? Positive charge is going out. So what happens to the potential? From the positive, again it is coming down to negative. So that is what happens in this third phase. Let me repeat this again. See, action potential is nothing but rapid rise and fall of potential. The normal resting membrane potential is minus 90 millivolt, negative inside. During a stimulation, sodium channels will open. Action potential starts with the opening of sodium channel. When sodium channel is open, it allows sodium from outside to inside according to the down the gradient or concentration gradient. Outside sodium ions are more, so the higher concentration sodium rushes inside the cell. It happens only with milliseconds. In that phase, because sodium with a positive charge is coming inside the cell, the potential from minus 90, it moves up to positive potential. This phase is causes rapid rise of depolarization. Depolarization means the normal potential is negative charge. D means opposite to that negative charge, and it is creating positive charge. This rapid rise, this is also known as spike. See, in short time, it is increasing. Now, after this, at this phase, immediately the sodium channels closes up. But in that phase, potassium has got leak channels through which potassium will be leaking out. Why it is going out? Because the concentration of potassium is high inside the cell, whereas outside, low concentration is there. So potassium will be slowly leaking out of the cell. Because potassium is going out, a positive charge is going out. The cell has acquired positive 20 millivolt potential, and out of which a positive ions are going out, so the potential slowly comes down. So this is what happens here. See, already the sodium channel is closed, but potassium channel opening causes reducing in this potential. Second phase is an important phase wherein, because of these voltage changes, voltage gated calcium channel opens. The opening of voltage gated calcium channels results in calcium entry. At the same time, potassium is still leaking out. So both of them will get balances, the ionic potential will get balanced. A positive charge is going out, calcium with positive charge is coming inside. So you see a kind of slight plateau phase or a flat line is there. Because the potential change is not much. Positive is going out, calcium is coming in. That is also positive. So the potential change is not very much different. It is known as a plateau phase. After that, the third phase, there are another type of potassium channels. They are known as outward rectifier potassium channels. When voltage is changed, the channel opens, potassium will be moving out of the cell. So the normal leak channel is open, rectifiers also opens. Because of that, a lot of potential will be going out, and again the potential comes down. Now see what has happened. Till now, the rapid rise and fall of depolarization has disturbed the ionic environment of the cell. What is there in the cell? It has to be, sodium is an extracellular ion, potassium is intracellular ion. But what has happened with these changes? Sodium came inside, potassium went outside. So there is a disturbance in ionic equilibrium. Sodium levels should be more outside the cell, potassium levels should be more inside the cell. But due to this depolarization, sodium rushed inside the cell, potassium went outside the cell. To correct these ionic balances, sodium potassium pump acts here. What is the job of sodium potassium pump? Whatever the sodium came inside during depolarization, they'll be sent out with the help of sodium potassium pump. What it does? It sends sodium out of the cell. 3 of the sodium will be taken out of the cell. It brings back whatever the potassium is gone outside, it brings back. 2 of the potassium come inside by using ATP. Now this happens in this fourth phase. At this fourth phase, sodium potassium pump acts. Now you can see again what has happened. 3 of the positive ions are being taken out. Only 2 positive charges are coming inside, 2 potassium. Again, more positive is lost, and that is also results in generation of negative membrane potential. So this is what happens during an action potential. Why all these ionic changes and everything is happening? The major goal in cardiac cell is this one. The voltage change causes calcium entry. Once calcium comes inside the cell, it causes contractions. Because of all these changes, we have cardiac contractions are there. In order to get these cardiac contractions, we need calcium. Calcium is responsible for actin myosin combination, which results in contractions, and that happens because of calcium entry. Let me revise this again. See, the normal membrane potential is usually it is negative inside. Depending upon the cells, the values changes. In neurons, it is minus 70 millivolt, minus 70. In case of cardiac cells, it is minus 90 millivolt. We have fixed amounts of ions inside and outside of the cell, ionic balance. Sodium is an extracellular ion. That means the amount of sodium is high outside compared to inside. Potassium is an intracellular ion. That means the levels of potassium is more inside compared to outside. After that, inside you have a lot of phosphate molecules and organic molecules are there. And they are fixed. Unlike sodium ion and potassium ion, they cannot move in and out of the cell. They are fixed. Because of this fixed charges, inside the cell you have a negative charge is developed. That is what is called as membrane potential. At rest, there is a fixed amount of membrane potential, and that fixed amount is known as resting membrane potential. In case of cardiac cell, the resting membrane potential is minus 90 millivolt. In case of neurons, it is minus 70 millivolt. Now, the nerve conduction or cardiac contractions, everything happens because of action potential. Action potential is nothing but rapid rise and fall of depolarization. What is depolarization? Normal polarization is negative inside. D means opposite to that polarization. When inside the cell, if you get a positive charge, see that is what is happening. When sodium gets inside the cell, minus 90 is becoming plus 20. What has happened to the charge? Instead of minus, it has turned to positive. That is called as depolarization. So this entire process is called as action potential. What has happened? A rapid rise of positive potential and then coming back. So rapid rise of depolarization and fall of depolarization. That process is called as action potential. And this is what gives action to our cells. That is why it is called as action. Potential means the potential changes at the sense. It is known as action potential. Now, a typical cardiac cell action potential, this is how it occurs. Now again, let me remind you one thing. While dealing with cardiac cells, we have 2 different kinds of cells are there. Nodal cells are different with normal, non-automatic cardiac cells. Nodal cells has got a property called as automaticity. Yesterday I explained about SCN node, AV node, sinoatrial node, atrioventricular node. These nodes has got automaticity. They can generate their own impulses. Leaving these 2 nodes, all other cells are non-automatic cells. These non-automaticity cells has got this action potential. All of them will undergo this kind of action potential. Now, so how the cells are responding? They're responding according to SCN node signal. SCN node is a pacemaker cell. That is what is giving impulses. When SCN node releases an impulse, because of that impulse, sodium channel opens in the rest of cardiac cells. So the impulse is generated by SCN node. When SCN node releases that impulse, the rest of cardiac cells has got this sodium channel open. Why it is opening? That impulse is changing voltage. Because of this change in voltage, sodium channel is open. Hence, they are known as voltage-gated ion channels. When I explained about receptors, I told you about voltage-gated ion channels. Voltage-gated means the gate opens and closes when there is a change in voltage. So when voltage is changed, the sodium channel opens. And that opening of sodium channel increases the positive potential because sodium comes inside. This is what happens in this zero phase. Once the sodium channel is opened, all the sodium rush inside the cell. Instead of minus 90 millivolt, the charge is converted to plus 20. So this is opposite to the normal polarization, hence it is known as depolarization. So rapid rise of depolarization. It opens for milliseconds, after that it closes down. Once it is closed, potassium is still leaking out. Potassium, at this potential, usually small amount of potassium will be going out. Because a positive charge is going out, the potential again falls down. Instead of plus 20, it should be slowly coming down. This happens in phase 1, potassium exit. After that, plaque phase is there. That means the potential change will not be very much. It will be like a flat line. Why it is becoming flat line? Because of voltage change, voltage gated calcium channels open. When voltage gated calcium channel is open, calcium gets inside the cell. At the same time, potassium is still going out. Because a positive ion is going out and a positively charged calcium is coming inside, the voltage change will not be very much. This is an important step. Why it is an important step? Because calcium is coming inside the cardiac cells. When calcium hits inside the cardiac cells, all the cardiac cells will utilize the calcium. Actin-myosin combination occurs. That is what results in contractions, cardiac contractions. Now again, calcium channels also open for few milliseconds. After that, the channel closes. After that, what has happened is, because of all these potential changes, again, outward rectifier potassium channel opens. So because of the opening of this channel, potassium will be going out of the cell and rapid fall of the potential occurs. See, from positive, it is coming down to almost negative. You need to understand one more thing. See, all of them are voltage gated ion channels: sodium, potassium rectifier, and calcium. But the way they respond is different. When there is a potential change, immediately sodium channel opens. Immediately. That is the reason why the first phase is given by sodium. Change in voltage also opens calcium, but it takes some time. When it has done, after this phase, at this phase, calcium realizes voltage change is there, then it will open. It is a kind of slow channel. So initially the voltage change causes sodium channel opening. After that, calcium channel opens. After that, outward rectifier potassium channel opens. All of them respond to voltage change, but the time differs. Immediately, channel opening occurs with sodium. With some delay, calcium. After some delay, potassium. Now, till the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 phases, what has happened? Sodium rushed inside the cell. Potassium is going out of the cell. But what is the normal concentration? Sodium is an extracellular ion, but because of this action potential, it came inside the cell. Potassium, intracellular ion, because of this action potential, it went outside. To correct these ionic imbalances, sodium-potassium pump acts at this junction. What is the job of sodium-potassium pump? It is acting against the concentration gradient. It is sending the sodium from inside to outside, and it is taking the potassium from outside to inside. 3 sodiums goes out, 2 potassium come inside with the help of 1 ATP. Again, you can see 3 of the positives are going out, only 2 of the positives are coming down. So it corrects that potential. Ionic balances, potential, everything will get corrected, and it again gets back to minus 90 millivolt. Again, this becomes normal line. This is what happens in cardiac cells. The important one, as I told you, calcium entry. So rapid rise and fall of this depolarization is called as action potential.